Crystal chandeliers blazed above a ballroom alive with soft jazz and the hush of privilege. Sequined gowns shimmered, champagne glasses clinked, and the grand doors suddenly swung wide. A stunning black woman in a moon-silver gown stepped in, a teenage boy at her side. Guests froze mid-sentence. Even the quartet missed a beat. Hours earlier, billionaire Grant Whitmore had mailed this very woman an invitation as a cruel inside joke. She was his housekeeper, someone he and his friends called invisible. Yet she now stood radiant, confident, and impossibly regal. No one in that gilded room imagined the night ahead would unravel secrets, shift fortunes, and redefine power. Before the last toast, reputations would fracture, alliances would crumble, and the quiet woman they mocked would command every headline. Marissa Cole, 38, lived in Atlanta's historic West End with her 15-year-old son, Jordan. Their modest apartment overflowed with music, Jordan's piano practice, the hum of late-night jazz from a crackling radio. Marissa juggled 2 jobs housekeeping for billionaire developer Grant Whitmore and weekend shifts at a boutique hotel, while pursuing an online degree in hospitality management. Her dream: launch an elite event planning company that celebrated Black art, food, and culture. Daily life at the Whitmore estate was a careful dance. Grant's mansion sprawled across acres of manicured lawns, a place where guests arrived in luxury cars and staff were expected to melt into the background. Marissa's professionalism was impeccable, yet subtle slights stung. Guests handed her coats without eye contact. One partygoer once whispered, "She's so articulate for a maid," thinking she wouldn't hear. Grant Whitmore embodied old money arrogance despite being self-made. Newspapers loved his bold investments and equally bold scandals, sharp business deals, sharper divorces. He prided himself on knowing people's place, and to him, Marissa was efficient decor essential, but unnoticed at the cruel invitation one winter evening. After a late business meeting that turned into a bourbon-soaked poker game, Grant and his inner circle lounged in his marble lounge. A friend praised the flawless setup of Grant's recent holiday gala, noting Marissa's skill. Grant scoffed, "She's paid to clean, not to mingle." Drunk amusement bubbled. "Maybe I'll send her a gala invite. Imagine her standing here in those scrubs." Laughter erupted. Fueled by ego, Grant ordered his assistant to print a gold-embossed invitation to the upcoming Whitmore Winter Gala and have it messengered to Marissa's small apartment. When Marissa opened the envelope days later, the paper smelled faintly of expensive cologne. Her heart fluttered, then sank. She knew mockery when she saw it. The card's perfect script was a dare wrapped in silk. She almost tossed it. But that night, as Jordan practiced a new jazz piece, she caught his proud smile and felt an unexpected spark. What if she went? Marissa wrestled with hurt and anger. Neighbors advised her to ignore the cruelty, but her son Jordan said softly, "Mom, you always teach me to stand tall. Maybe it's time they see who you are." Determined, Marissa took weeks of careful planning. She reworked extra shifts, quietly sold vintage furniture she'd restored, and booked an appointment with a designer who owed her a favor. Together, they chose a floor-length silver gown that shimmered like moonlight, paired with diamond-like crystal earrings she borrowed from her supportive sister Dot as gala night approached. Grant Whitmore bragged to friends about his joke invitation, expecting she'd never dare to attend. Security staff were told nothing after all. She wasn't truly expected. The evening unfolded in a swirl of champagne and string quartets. Atlanta's elite gathered under vaulted ceilings, deals whispered over cocktails. Grant held court near the grand staircase, laughing with investors. Then the double doors opened. Marissa stepped in, posture regal, hair elegantly swept back, Jordan at her side in a tailored suit. Gasps rippled across the room like a sudden wind. Conversations froze. For a heartbeat, even the quartet faltered. Grant blinked, momentarily stunned, then forced a chuckle. "Well, look who's joined us," he said. voice dripping with false warmth. Marissa met his gaze, calm and unflinching. "Good evening, Mr. Whitmore. Thank you for the invitation." Her voice carried just enough to silence nearby whispers. Jordan moved toward the grand piano in the corner. He'd brought his music. At first, Grant dismissed the boy with a wave. But when Jordan began to play, delicate notes of a jazz improvisation filled the hall with a magnetic beauty. Guests turned, entranced. Marissa glided among the crowd, speaking with confidence, sharing ideas about luxury events and community projects. Influential guests leaned in, impressed by her insight and poise. The same investors who once ignored her now listened attentively. Grant, flushed and irritated, attempted to regain control. "Let's not forget tonight's about business," he declared, clinking his glass. But whispers of admiration for Marissa and Jordan undercut his authority. An influential city councilwoman approached Marissa, praising her composure and vision. "You organize events? We need someone with your talent for our upcoming cultural gala," she said, handing over her card. Several others followed, offering business leads and partnerships. Grant's smirk faded. Sensing the shift, he tried to belittle her. "Quite the costume, Marissa. I hope you didn't spend your paycheck on it." Marissa smiled serenely. "Every stitch represents my own hard work and belief in myself." "That's priceless." Applause erupted from nearby guests who'd overheard. Cameras flashed. The humiliation that Grant intended for her now clung to him. Jordan ended his set with a breathtaking flourish, earning a standing ovation. Reporters began asking Marissa for a statement about her remarkable debut. By night's end, Marissa had collected a stack of business cards and an invitation to meet potential investors. Grant retreated to a corner, forced to watch as his housekeeper became the evening star. Weeks later, Marissa launched her own luxury events company with backing from several gala guests. Her first major contract? Planning the city's annual arts fundraiser at a venue twice the size of Whitmore's mansion. Grant's social circle shifted. Whispers of his petty cruelty spread. Clients quietly pulled deals. In an interview months later, Marissa reflected, "I didn't attend that night to humiliate anyone. I simply refused to let someone else define my worth." The story of Marissa Cole and her son Jordan became a local legend, shared as a testament to dignity, resilience, and the power of self-belief. Take away when someone tries to make you feel small. Remember, true elegance is owning your value. Never underestimate the quiet strength of those you overlook, because sometimes the person you dismiss will be the one who shines brightest.